just streamed. This was posted 4
Alright, we're
minutes
good.
ago.
We Gucci.
Alright. So, take number 4. Let's see if we can get this one right. Alright, high tech. Alright. But regardless, let's talk a little bit more about what we're talking about. And people probably wondering, April, why do you want to give this whole thing notoriety, but nothing else before? Like, we never done a video on people, never made any comments publicly about people, which we don't like to do. I mean, we just really don't. We like to keep to ourselves and do SGG related things. And even the last few podcasts have been about SGG and the members in it. But it's high time that people understood what SGG is. And we have to understand this, is that I teach my members the things I've seen in communities. And yes, that does include the good and the bad and the ugly. And I want people to understand that gaming communities have changed and they've evolved from back when I first joined them. And people say, well, APO and SGG, they're just a run-of-the-mill group, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, there's something going here that no one's going to stop. If there's a beating heart in SGG, it's going to live on. It's too big.
Is it really
say,
high
okay,
tech though? BC Loki just pooped itself.
Yeah. But the biggest thing I want people to understand
old
is
friends.
that we can keep the whole spin-off
OMG.
going and going and going and going. But the one thing you're never going to take from SGG is the people that actually care about it.
Hi,
There's a
Oppo.
lot of those, way more than
Hello.
you take. For example, Russian, how many times did they try to poach you for these other clans and communities? Just how many times can you just think of?
Smoking gay guys.
Russian, are you alive? You're alive and well? Did he die?
Has communism failed?
Has communism failed?
Yo,
Is
what
Russia-
up my BOI?
Holy crap, I just had a huge technical difficulty and I just cut back in.
And you and High Tech have a lot in common then.
I
But I
still
was
went to
asking
be
you,
in SGG.
how many clans and communities have tried to offer you a spot in their community when they spun off of SGG?
Wait, who?
How many clans and communities have offered you a spot to come with them and leave SGG?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't count off the top of my head, but more than 3, I think.
It me Justin Delgado 18, that is my gamer tag.
Love the
What?
enthusiasm, Delgado.
Just
But-
Delgado.
Oh, I remember
But-
him. April, you remember him?
No, definitely don't. Definitely don't. But
I don't know if we want to bring him
it-
up, but forget it.
LOL, never mind, rolling on the floor laughing.
yeah, me too. Me too. But I do want to give some other people the floor. Busta, is there some
Rolling
things
on
you
the floor
want to
laughing,
talk
rolling
about?
on the floor laughing.
Anything that's great. Busta, is there anything you want to talk about that's happened recently that you just want to get off your chest to all the people out there before we cut this?
I don't know. I think I pretty well got what I needed off my chest with my last comment.
I would say so. Dippy, what about you? You've been pretty quiet.
Sorry, what was that question again? I was just thinking about Busta saying spineless cuckold.
I was saying, was there anything you want to say to all the people out there that are trying to tear SGG down?
I mean, same as Busta, I mean, he put it perfectly.
Oppo, please. Face vomiting.
What about you, Finesse? You've been here for a while. What do you got to say to him?
I mean, in all
Wait
honesty,
for it.
just pretty much what you said.
Starstruck. I love this community.
Alright, so pretty much what you said, though, as long as there's people
Red
that
heart,
care
red
about
heart,
this
red heart,
community,
red
you can't
heart,
really
red
do
heart,
anything
red
about
heart,
it.
red heart,
Oh,
red heart, red
no.
heart, yellow.
Yeah, we're gonna stop that.
Green heart, purple heart, green
Oh
heart,
my
purple heart,
goodness.
green heart, purple heart, green heart, purple heart, revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, red heart, 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 red heart,
Stop it at this point. It's entertainment.
I stopped. Oh,
Red heart, red heart, red heart,
I
red
have
heart,
left
red
it
heart,
all
red
day.
heart, red heart, red
It's
heart,
still
faced with
going.
rolling eyes, revolving hearts, black heart, revolving hearts, black heart, revolving hearts, black heart,
That's a
revolving
nice
hearts,
beat.
black
That's-
heart,
yeah,
green
Somebody start
heart,
dropping a
sparkling
rap.
heart, revolving hearts, purple heart, revolving hearts, purple heart, two hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, growing
Wait,
heart,
growing
revolving
heart? What
hearts,
is
growing
that?
heart, revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, revolving
Okay.
hearts, growing heart,
It's saying
revolving hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts, growing
I thought it
heart,
was saying
revolving
growing
hearts,
hard.
growing heart, revolving hearts, growing heart,
Yeah, either
revolving
way.
hearts, growing heart, revolving hearts. Not me. Can I join back, please? Lol. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh.
Alright, it's up to date. We're good for now.
For now.
All right.
For now.
All right. If that happens again, let's go ahead and mute it because we don't want to hear all the growing hearts,
Lean
black heart
Fellas, do
shit.
not spam
swear
emojis. You will be
It
timed
said
out.
growing hard.
I am flattered by our popularity.
But I do want everyone else to know what Waffles has to say about the subject. Waffles,
Hey,
go
but
ahead.
is there a Forza Horizon squad in the community?
Horizon? What the fuck is a horizon?
Forza Horizon.
I know
We
what
got
it's
people that
trying
play
to say.
Forza.
Kiss
Go
mark,
ahead,
kiss mark,
Waffles.
kiss mark.
But
The puking
I mean,
face
all these
just looks
people
like
that are-
Shrek getting head.
ooh, I like the spice on this guy.
SGG high tech.
Okay.
But
Yes.
So much
Please can I
anticipation.
upload it is me Justin. Kato here, just checking in on podcast mechanical arm. Only if you knew who I was. Loudly crying face. Can there be a Clash of Clans or Clash Royale SGG clan? Needs to get better at Siege.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'm really excited for that, dude. I would smoke whoever that said that. Like, honestly, get over here. Let me
That was
spank
SCG
you.
Dragon.
Dragon, I love you.
okay, so if we wanted to do that, you'd have to do our suggestions channel on our Discord. Unfortunately, we can't get all that into works today. Oof. Great for the feedback, though. Love to hear from you.
All right.
I
Anyways,
play
I
Clash
take
of
mute the
Clans
chat for a
naked.
second.
Can I join back please Justin?
Alright,
I mean,
it's muted.
All right, Waffles. So, what did you want to say, Waffles, before you rudely interrupted?
oh, it's hard to keep track of after laughing. That's good. But I mean, if we're just talking about the people that think that they're gonna leave and then they're gonna come and poach and they're just gonna try to throw a bunch of salt in our game or whatnot. I mean, I wish you had better ways of spending your time. I wish that we could have utilized that energy. Like if you were in SGG before, I mean that would have been great.
Amen. A fucking man.
I mean, as far as what you're doing now, I mean, fine, sure. But someone's always going to hate on us. I mean, we would love for it to be you.
Ooh.
All right, Russian. What about you? What do you have to say?
I'm not gonna lie. Waffles really took that one away. I can't really elaborate on that anymore. I mean, I guess it's kind of like he said they're throwing salt in our game. It's kind of like we have wounds and they decide to go ahead and rub their little pinky finger on that wounds and just kind of like smile at us. You know, they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And we're just like, "Could you not?"
That's because they think that we're wounded. I mean, if we get grazed by a bullet shot, I mean, that's not real damage. Throw some salt over there, it ain't gonna do nothing. Sorry.
I think that fucking hurt, to be honest with you. But
I mean, honestly, let's just string them up and
Voice back
noose
on
them
pleading
around
face.
some trees and
Hey,
stuff.
Russian. All right.
Have you
All right,
guys
two
started the
mil.
competitive tournaments yet?
What's up?
All right. So, hi, take mute the chat one more time. But two Matt, this is your first podcast, first time you've been in something like this, and it was spur of the moment, midnight kind of thing. You just said, "Hey, I want to join in," and we let you. You've heard everything. What do you have to say as a more of a neutral side, brand new member? What do you have to say about it?
About poaching players?
I mean, just the whole everything we talked about. Anybody on the outside, do you want them to know?
Okay. So anyone out there that's listening, because this is coming from a new member, if you try to talk to a loyal player, not player, I guess, member, excuse me, they're not gonna leave. Everyone here cares for each other and will do anything for each other. Trying to come in here and break us down, tear us apart, it's just gonna make you look stupid.
And make us stronger.
Exactly. If anything, it just gives us more confidence.
Well, I think I have one more thing to say on it. For those of you who don't know how this works, the whole war of attrition thing, guys, it's like this. And it's very simple. The more and more you try to chip at a wall, the more and more the wall is going to start understanding that you're chipping at it. And it's kind of like if you keep on throwing salt on the wound or whatever, eventually it doesn't burn anymore. It's the same thing here. SGG is becoming numb to the fact of these idiots and all the fake things. And you'll even have members jumping on your comments now saying, where's the proof? Provide the evidence. If you say that Bust is a DDoSer, then provide the proof. Show me screenshots. Show me videos, anything, a recording of him saying he's going to do it, anything. And that's the thing, that they understand what to ask for, because I teach them that. If they want to say something about SGG, then provide the evidence. Not something that can be misconstrued, not anything that's taken out of context, something that's cold, hard facts that you cannot argue with. Opinions you can argue with. You can't argue with facts. Now, we'll take any questions from the chat, and we'll give about 4 minutes for that.
When a staff member tears you apart,
Fucking
instantly
right
gets
away.
DM of image of ban list with that name.
What do I think about BSC? I think
SGG Mountain
BSC has
Dew.
definitely evolved from when it
What
was.
do you think about
we can mute the chat.
BSC?
Yeah, if we can mute the chat for a second so I can respond, that'd be great. BSC definitely evolved from what it originally was. I think that Alucard definitely took it in a different direction. At first, it definitely was built off hate, and he changed as a person. I'll give him that. And for those members that don't know who that is, that's the leader of BSC. And I think that they're doing the right things. I hope they stay away from the whole DDoSing group. And like I said, I overall think that the relationship with BSC could be eventually, made better, even to the point to where they could, come to terms with us and, make some kind of pact as, non-aggression, whatever, and say that, hey, we're done, we understand, we all learned from it, things like that. But I don't have any hard feelings towards them or anything like that. Now, the part that someone's trying to bait out there, they're probably trying to bait out that, oh, I hate them and things like that. I don't hold grudges and I don't hate anybody. I defend my community. Now, whether that be from BSC or from anybody, that doesn't matter. I'll defend SGG and I'm loyal to SGG. I'm loyal to the brand. I'm not loyal to individuals. So, any other questions?
I put something out there.
Yeah.
Me and Waffles smacked 2 TSB guys in a tournament earlier. Just want to say, to win it. Pretty good.
Okay. Well, they're not skill based either, so that would make sense.
Luckily, Dippy was there to carry the squad.
And as far as Sip Sia, absolutely, you can DM the channel or DM our Instagram, anything like that, and we would love to see it. All right. Cody Atkins, let's talk about areas. You guys are saying talk about areas. What do you want to talk about?
What is there to talk about?
I mean, they probably, again, they're trying to bait out, things like that. And that's what they do. They want us to talk about things. They want us to feed into the drama, which, I mean, that's what this podcast is about. It's kind of feeding into the drama a little bit. Like I said, but for the most part, we ignore it. Like I said, do more explaining. What do you want to talk about with Aries? The fact that I can bring in some of the former members that left Aries right now, and they'll openly apologize on a podcast. That SGG Racer is trying to get off the blacklist, and he's doing well. He's actually part of the reason why they stopped hating and slandering people's names, and he apologized for that. I mean, I don't know really what you want to talk about. Justin, the more and more you say, is anybody looking at this chat? Can I come back, please?
Yeah.
Can I come back, please? Jeez. Justin,
I?
it's not hard to get in contact with the recruiter, man. And then the division management will make their decision if they want to bring you back. That's not up to me. And again, there's staff, division management, there's all kinds of people here. So, but that's not something we'll talk about on a podcast, no. And the more you beg, it's not attractive. Another thing, Busta, Dippy, Finesse, they're taking again words out of context there. It's about the business. Can you guys name anything successful in the world that's not ran off of metrics of some sort? For example, Walmart, Amazon, anything big that is not ran off of metrics. Like they don't look at say how many post letters we sent today. Can anybody name of anything? I mean, it's open floor.
No.
I mean, any business you could think of, like property management, and they're all going to look at how they've been doing, how they continue to improve, and be aware of what the actual statistics are. I mean,
Sports
if you're not aware,
teams.
what can you do?
So do you guys think Dippy, Busta, I mean, even Tumel, you guys are relatively newer to the whole community scene. Do you guys think it's bad that we set goals, that we run it like a business for the most part?
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
I mean, that
Do
helps.
you think it's bad that we hold people accountable for not any effort towards those goals? You think that's bad?
No.
Absolutely.
You know,
I'm
gaming's
just making-
become like a sport, and it's just like a sports team. They all got goals, and they all got to improve their shit all the time. They got to be run a certain way.
The other thing that a lot of people are probably wanting. What are you doing about how anyone can look up any members by just tapping SGG now? I mean, that's been a thing for months. And like I said, I mean, if you take any members from SGG, then SGG doesn't want them to begin with. They were saying earlier that if they're loyal, then they're gonna, do what they're told to do. Ask for facts and things like that. If you want to talk to our members, that's fantastic. I'm not gonna tell them who and they cannot play with. That's how a lot of the blacklist thing gets misconstrued. Now we may ask you, like, hey guys, make sure if you want to stay in SGG, then remove them. If they don't want to remove them, they don't have to, and we'll listen to that select in their future endeavors.
Apo.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I see a question I really like. I'm looking through the chat right now. It's by Joshua Richardson. He's asked, Apo, does Russian have vodka?
I don't think Russians old enough to have vodka.
Not legally. I've said this before.
Alright, so you're
not legally.
So
don't
no.
incriminate yourself.
Yo, Infinity, what's up, bro? No, because you changed gamer tags like I change underwear. No, Infinity, I would not have recognized you off that name. How you doing, buddy? You doing good? See, big timer, that's a big thing that a lot of people misconstrue, is that a lot of the times when people move up, you guys act like there's a gun held to your head. Like, we tell you have to move up. There have been many cases where I know of, and maybe this wasn't your case, and I apologize about that, but the biggest thing is that it's an option. You don't have to move up. Matter of fact, I want to say, didn't everybody in this party get asked if they want to move up, or did we say, hey, we're gonna hold your firstborn child, or you're gonna die, or pancakes, you're not gonna have your cat anymore?
No, I mean, no one said well, if you don't take this role, you're not going to be an SGG anymore. It was an option laid out.
It's crazy.
I mean, I definitely didn't have a gun held to my head. That would have been kind of interesting if I did, though, but definitely didn't.
Yeah, see, big timer, the biggest thing about that is, like I said, you didn't report that to anybody in management, because, like I said, High Tech probably hasn't heard about that, and I definitely haven't. And like I said, we do have a process for that. If people are doing things that are not by the SGG standard, you have rights as a member. That's part of the bylaws. Trafalgar said, not my cat. Yeah, Waffles loves that damn cat. I don't know why. It's fucking ugly, Waffles, I hate to tell you.
What?
Oh my
No,
God.
it is not. That cat literally made my day.
We're going to be having some words later.
Infinity, my kids are doing good. I appreciate you asking. Let's not talk about it on stream, though. I was a armed lieutenant for a week. Then I said, "Nah, fam, I'm gonna head out." That's cool. The SpongeBob meme, I can relate. I get it. Like you said, no one's holding a gun to your head. I wish you the best of luck. Man, 18 people, and all we can do is put thumbs up.
You put a message
Is
before that, but I got deleted.
Apo is waffle, a blue waffle. On Mondays and Tuesdays, yes, waffles is a blue waffle. On any day besides Mondays and Tuesdays, he's not. So today
Very
he's not a
true.
blue waffle.
Oh, purple waffle.
Isn't today technically Monday?
No.
Depends on what time zone you're in.
What
Until
time zone are you?
until every time zone is Monday, then no, it's not. Quoted a DM from a month. I guess it's still a DM though, right? Clash of Clans, SGG, make it happen.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Ryan. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, anytime you guys want to talk, we're about to probably end it here in a few minutes. I'm just, again, trying to answer questions. We haven't done this kind of podcast before, so I figured some of the viewers might enjoy asking questions and things like that. I mean, does any of the people in the party have any questions about like anything that we talked about? Anything that's these guys are asking? Obviously, we're talking about it. I'm talking about it. But is there anything you guys want to ask or answer or anything like that?
No.
I mean, at the moment, we've addressed a lot of it. I mean, kind of how we feel about members that leave. I mean, they can leave SGG if they want to. I mean, we are for everyone. I mean, we are a great open community, but if you aren't going to be able to participate in the standards that we set, we'll wish you luck and the best of your endeavors. Don't try to tear us down, man.
So bunch of questions here. Austin, you're already in a community, so that would be probably a no. What do I believe is more important, family or SGG? I think they go hand in hand. How do you protect your members from all the DDoSing? I can't protect all the members. That's just a fact. I cannot protect all the members of SGG, and neither can any other clan or community. And if they can, then please teach me your ways, because I don't know how I could come up with that much money, or how I could invent that many different things. I don't even understand the last one. But any other questions? Again, Dippy, Busta, you guys have anything?
No.
Justin Gaming asked a question. He said, Apo, can you unblock me?
Oh, we got a new sub.
Dragon, I would read the handbook again. Gaming, that's a very misworded question. If you're asking what kind of games are on, it's mostly shooters.
Justin Gaming seems a little desperate.
You
Yeah,
think?
let's help his case.
I mean, I've seen a lot of those cases tonight.
Boom!
I just
And
went
he's
in
muted for
different.
300 seconds.
Oh my god.
SGG is a business, but you don't promote it as a business. You promote it as a family community, which is not. You work your staff to death, so it's a business, not a family community.
Death?
The fact that he couldn't even come up with an actual YouTube name, he just typed in random letters to get on our stream. That's hilarious. I agree with HDKH.
Don't read my comment.
This is the train.
This guy.
You don't have to delete him, high tech. You can let him sit there. I don't mind. So the biggest thing again is that no one put a gun to your head and said step in the staff. And again, people would say like, Apo, you work your people into the ground, blah 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 blah. Is that Waffles? You've stepped down before. Am I wrong? You actually with the Armageddon Gen at one point and stepped down from that, or was it Armageddon Major?
Armageddon Major.
Armageddon Major, and you stepped down?
Yeah, I had things going on in my work, and I let my gen and like my leadership know, and they worked with me on that.
And then didn't it come around to when the new Call of Duty came out? They said they wanted you to lead, and things like that. And then whenever you had passing of a friend, wasn't SGG pretty understanding with that too, and let you go back down and get your life sorted out again?
Yeah, 100%.
So I guess
that was actually not that long ago.
I guess you're just like a bottle in a miracle type of case.
What now?
I guess you're kind of like a miracle in a bottle type of case. Like like 1 in a million, needle in a haystack. Like we don't do that for everybody.
No, I feel like you do that for anybody that steps into a staff position. I mean, you do that for any member. I mean, not just if you're leading a leadership position, but if you're thinking about leading SGG, like we'll try to make it work for you. Like there's so many people at your disposal that care, and a lot of times, it's just people not letting people be aware of their situation sometimes.
And it's crazy how you see how quickly, guys, that we made a video and now we're up to almost 23 viewers, and just how quickly people are making accounts to jump in on it. Isn't that just wild? That that's what it takes.
Love being popular.
I mean, I'm bamboozled at it, to be honest. Like I said, we talk highly of people. We don't do anything. The only person I even said anything remotely bad about was Reflex and Mr. XGN, which, again, other communities and other community leaders have openly been stating on YouTube and other outlets how bad he is, and I agree with them 100%. I think that he should not be doing that. And I said SGG's piece of it, and we all agreed that that's very scummy of him to take money from his members and not help them when needed. But then they come into our stream and they want to hate, and they would talk about how bad we are and how bad this is and that is. But the thing is that people don't understand how much they control in SGG. For example, I'm not going to come into, Russian squad if he's the gen and tell him how to run his squad. I may advise, but I'm never going to make promotion decisions, demotion decisions for Russian if he's the gen of the squad. And most of these people in the chat are former staff. I'm not going to lie to you. But they don't realize how much they control their own destiny. And this, like I said, it's just funny how Waffles is like a needle in a haystack case. And we just had him here in the stream. It's crazy.
Anybody could be me. You just gotta work with it.
Yeah, I would like to add on that SIP statement, by the way. For the staff, like working staff underground and everything. They as staff, as a member of staff, in the sense of them saying, "Hey, you guys work your staff into the ground." As Waffles, as Apo said, Waffles demoted himself. You're not forced to be up here. You're not forced to do anything for the community. All we ask is you attend CDAs. I mean, am I wrong?
Be doing more of that.
And
but that's a bare minimum.
I do want to, talk, and I know that Killisy's watching. I appreciate the view, Killisy. Killisy, actually, if you ask High Tech and all of that, that little thing you did at the end, whenever you left and he actually helped us, I actually said, High Tech, I can't believe he did it, but he actually did do something. He's still defending the community to this day. And I appreciate how Killisy left. He didn't go out with a bang. He didn't try to take members and things like that. And like I said, he actually helped the community. So, I mean, it's funny how people want to say one thing, but they don't understand how I actually feel. I have no hard feelings toward SGG, Killisy, or really any former members. As long as you didn't do anything to the community, I don't care. Again, go do your own thing. Go be happy, and if you want to hate us, and that's fantastic. Then hate the community. But don't rip away people away from it and then get them in a party and say, well, I left, or I got blacklisted, or I got kicked for this reason, and you're going to have to block me because they blacklisted me. Blah, 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 blah. And throw a pity party. That's not attractive. It's not. It really isn't. And that's just my opinion, though.
I'm with you. I mean, let's just move forward with our lives constantly.
Dragon, but we should spread to mobile. Jesus Christ.
Yes, I completely agree with Dragon there. We should have some mobile things, like a few mobile aspects.
I definitely do not want to start recruiting on COD Mobile Rush. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to
I
you.
will do all the recruiting on COD Mobile. You kidding me, man? I'll be out there every day in my class, like while I'm supposed to be getting math done or some stupid stuff that I don't care about.
Oh my gosh, when you start flunking out of class and whatnot. Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that.
You know who else famous flunked out of class?
Who?
Soviet Union.
Okay, they're literally putting Hail Hydra in the chat now, and we're just like bashing on the Soviet Union. Bash on them right now.
No.
Hail Hydra.
That's not what we're
British.
about, guys. When they can't go EU, someone old. When they can't go EU, Jesus
Who
Christ.
is someone old?
But the president of the Xbox Awakening branch is EU. Bam. What? Huh? What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyways, I think we've entertained the trolls for long enough, don't you guys think?
That's been fun.
I mean, it's kind of sad how they have to make new accounts and still be added, like, subscribed to the community. Or how else would they know we went to live stream?
I mean,
Yeah.
thanks for the view.
Yeah.
Thanks for the view.
Hell communism. I agree with that, and so does Russian. All right, guys. Well, that's
Hell
gonna go
communism?
ahead and conclude what we had to say. We answered lots of questions, talked about some of the things that were said in chat. Again, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night, and long live SGG.
Alright, Smoking Guns Game and hashtag SGG for life, baby.